Good morning. Yeah. I see your hi. Good morning. I am Melissa Agnes. This is Morning Lives with me, Melissa Agnes, a daily space for leaders just like you to stay grounded and connected to what's true, what's real, what serves you, your inner strength, your inner resilience, and your purpose. So if you're doing work that matters, which you are, and you want to lead with even more unwavering steadiness, you want to increase your access to clarity, even and maybe especially in moments of unknowns, and you want deeper connection to yourself, connection to source, God, creator, universe, quantum, whatever you want to call it, and connection to those that you are leading. As you step into what you are called to do, then these morning lives are for you. I show up every single weekday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, live on both IG and LinkedIn at 9 a.m. Eastern. I think I just said that. To share one anchoring message, one message that offers maybe a wider perspective on something, that offers a truth, a remembrance, something motivational, something inspired. And then we follow that with about a 10-minute drop-in to help you access your clarity, your intuition, your alignment, your coherence. And so one of the things that I like to say is that I'm not here necessarily to teach you anything new. I am simply here to remind you of what's true, and we get to do that together. So there is no wrong way to do any of this, right? To receive information, to think through things, to kind of look inwardly and better understand and make decisions for yourself, as well as no wrong way to do the drop-in. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the future, or in a few minutes, in the very short future. And what did I want to say? I wanted to say that if you know of a leader who would benefit from these morning sessions, please share my profile with them. Please invite them to join. And if you or anybody wants to receive morning text messages about 10 minutes before I go live that says, hey, I'm about to go live, here's the link, DM me or comment remembrance, and we'll get you set up. All right, so that being said, today I feel very called to speak about gratitude. Oftentimes, like yesterday we talked about stress, right, in survival mode, and getting out of survival and into creation, and what that does physiologically to our brain and to our body, and why we cannot lead from survival. We should not lead from survival, especially as mission-driven leaders. And then, okay, so then today I want to talk about gratitude, because gratitude is a hack in so many ways. Gratitude is a hack to a shortcut, an ease, and a way to make it easier sometimes for you to access that clarity, that higher vibrational state, right? Higher frequency. So in other words, get out of survival, out of fear, and into creation. I have a mentor. Sorry, I'm reading your comments. I had a mentor who used to say, and I love this, who used to say, or she probably still says, one of the secrets to leading, one of the secrets to like living the life and leading the life that you want, and I'm going to reframe that as especially leading your mission, right, and making positive impact on the world. One of the ways to do that is to remember to be kind of 1 foot, I'm going to say, in gratitude, and 1 foot in excitement. So what do I mean by that? 1 foot in gratitude says that you are grateful for what is here right now, right? That means that when we're in gratitude, we're not in lack. I've talked in a different session around how when we want something so desperately, when we're in lack, lack creates more lack. Gratitude creates more gratitude, right? Lower frequencies tend to spiral and create lower frequencies, or more lower frequencies. Higher frequencies do the same. Higher frequencies, though, bring us also the life that we actually choose and desire and want to create and want to bring into the world. So the secret here, the work really, is to keep 1 foot in gratitude. So 1 foot completely grateful for all that is right here, right now, and 1 foot in excitement. And so that excitement is excitement for all the things that are coming, all the things you're working towards that you know you're going to achieve, all the things, all the gifts that like life and God and universe bring to us, all of the things that we get to be excited for. And when we stay in gratitude and in excitement, one, that creates a lot of joy in our system, and gratitude, excitement, love, joy, those are the highest frequencies. So that one makes us feel great, takes us out of survival, out of fear, and into creation, into possibility-driven leadership, which I've also talked about in the past. And from a quantum physics standpoint, if you follow like Dr. Joe Dispenza's work or different things, or Heart Math Institute, when we're in those higher frequencies, we're also attracting the thing that we actually want to us faster, which means making more quantum leaps towards your goals, your mission, your purpose, and bringing that to life and giving that to the world, gifting that to the world, bringing that to the world to create the positive impact that you're here to create. So today's drop-in, let me just look at my notes because there were a lot of other things. So apparently too, gratitude is an instant way to bring yourself into coherence, which is something we do daily. So if ever you're like dysregulated, or you're feeling like you are in fear, you're in survival, you're in stress, you're in anxiety, if you can shift to gratitude, and that can be as simple as just sitting down and writing down and feeling into all the things that you're grateful for. And when you do that, there you start to begin to realize that there are unlimited things. Even if there are things that you're not, greatly happy about in your life or in the world, there is still an abundance of things to be grateful for. And if you don't know what to be grateful for, start with your breath. Grateful for your breath. Grateful for the calm that your breath brings you. Grateful for the gift of life that your breath gives you, which is literally the gift of life, right? Grateful that your heart pumps to keep you alive without you having to think about it or do anything for it. It just pumps. It just is, right? So there's so much that we can be grateful for. And when we write down what we're grateful for and we feel the gratitude, that's when we start to switch into coherence. That's when we start to elevate our frequency and get into regulation, nervous system regulation. There's also more and more science coming out. So, for example, biophysicist Glenn Reen, I might be saying that incorrectly, but Glenn Reen found that positive emotional states like gratitude can activate and repair your DNA. Dr. Joe Dispenza does research like this all the time and is proving this all the time as well. So gratitude has health benefits, has benefits for like the mission that you're serving and bringing to the world. It's an antidote to fear and anger and scarcity because it shifts you out of lack and into abundance, into coherence, and so much more. So what I want to do today, and I want to get to it pretty quickly, is our drop-in, because I want us to actually do an exercise together for those who feel called, and I want to give us enough time to do it. My goal is for you to leave today's morning live feeling so grateful and so excited about what's here now and what's coming. And one of the things is that when you can start by being grateful for what is, and then you start to get excited for what you know is coming, then you start to be grateful for the thing that you know is coming, that you're working towards before it even arrives. So now you're just recycling and cycling this gratitude, joy, and excitement, gratitude, joy, and excitement. And they say, because love is like the highest frequency, right? So they say that gratitude is amongst that highest frequency up there with love, because gratitude in essence is a love for life, is a joy and a love for life. Gratitude, I don't know about you, but I have been in states of gratitude where I've literally felt like I was levitating. It's like, it's indescribable if you've never really felt it yourself, but it literally like makes you feel so expansive, like everything is possible. And everything is possible. We talk about this all the time. Every possibility exists in superposition right here, right now. It's where we put our attention, where we put our energy, where we put our focus, that brings it to us, that creates our life, our outer world. That's how this world creates, individually and collectively. And gratitude is a way to just help you get there faster, and it's also potent. Like if I'm in a grateful state, I'm in a high vibration, I'm in coherence, that helps to co-regulate those around me, and all of a sudden I'm contagious or infectious in the most beautiful way, because people feel joy emanating from me, and they start to feel it themselves. And what a beautiful thing, right? Okay, so here's the practice that I want us to do today. Is we're going to do a regular drop-in. So we're going to do halo active breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm going to guide as I always do. You are your highest authority. Listen to your body. Your body knows better than me all the time, every time. So if I'm saying to do something or inviting you to do something and your body is like, this feels better for me, do it. Listen to your body. Follow your body. Part of the whole point of doing these groundings or these drop-ins is to be more in touch with our body. Connection to self, connection to source, connection to others. It starts with connection to self. And so I'm going to do what I normally do every day so that we can still keep practicing. And then I'm going to invite you. So if you want to grab a journal or a pad of paper, not your phone, because your phone will take you into distractions and we don't want to go there. So a pen and a paper, old school form. And I'm going to invite you to just start listing out, writing down all the things that you have to be grateful for, that you are grateful for. And we're going to spend a few minutes breathing and just writing them out. And as you breathe and write them out, invitation to really feel actually grateful, really feel actually thankful for these beautiful gifts that are currently present in your life. From there, after a few minutes, after a few breaths, after like being in that, really welcoming in that vibration of gratitude, that emotion, that feeling of gratitude, we're going to go to, like, you can flip the page over or you could just choose a different page in your journal and write down. I'm going to invite you to write down everything that you are so excited for. And I don't want any doubt in your minds, in your body. I just permission yourself to really, truly be excited. Whether there's a little bit of doubt, whether it's actually possible, or you're actually going to achieve it, I was going to swear, but screw that. For the moment, screw that. As in, just believe it. Like, allow yourself to feel into how exciting it is and how excited you are for that to come true, right? For those goals to be met or for these things to arrive in your life. And then we're going to kind of do a combination of being grateful and excited and grateful and excited, and let that amp up in your body. And as I said at the beginning, there is no wrong way to do this. This is self-exploration. These moments together are developing a new skill, more than likely, for a lot of you. And even for those who are used to this, it's strengthening the skill. I constantly need to strengthen this skill. I don't believe that there's ever true like mastery at this. There's just more expansion, more expansion, more expansion, more amplification, more remembrance, more belief and faith. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So, and we're going to spend a solid good, probably 12 minutes here. So, that being said, grab a pen and paper. Do that now. Don't scramble for it after. If you are driving, don't do this now, obviously. Come back to the recording when you can. If you feel silly doing this, you have a choice. You can not do it, or you can get curious and do it and just see how you feel. If you feel silly because you are in public, you're at a cafe, or you're at a WeWork, or you're at your office and you're in a cubicle, or you're at a table, whatever. If you feel silly because people are going to think that you're weird, there's a voice in you that's like, oh, I feel a little self-conscious. My invitation is to acknowledge that and to do it anyway, because you being a coherent, in regulation human, you then help to co-regulate the systems around you, the nervous systems around you. People feel this from you. When you come out of this feeling more grateful, more excited, people are going to feel that from you. That is contagious in the most beautiful way. They're going to start wondering, what is the secret to how you show up like this and how you lead from this aura, from this energy, from this resonance every day? And they're going to start to want it too. And then you get to lead by example. So, invitation to recognize the part of you that feels a little silly and to do it anyway. All right, so let's get into it. Shutting down distractions and getting still, maybe shaking out whatever has already been this morning or today if you're calling in from or joining from Europe or somewhere else or listening to the recording. And this gets to be an exploration and something that gifts you feeling good. All right, so when you're ready, shutting down your eyes or softening your gaze, whatever feels best to you, and just kind of getting quiet, getting still. If your brain is on loud this morning, feel free to just say, I hear you. I'm going to come back and listen to you in a few minutes. But for now, I'm going to get still and I'll be back. We're going to start that halo active breath. So it's in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really breathing it in deeply, really taking in that air. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose. And as you exhale out through the mouth, invitation to watch, to feel into and follow that breath. Go out of your mouth and down your body, down your belly, and to land, bringing your awareness to the sensation of the seat against your skin. The seat that you are sitting on. Invitation to truly to find the sensation in your body of that chair or wherever you might be sitting, and noticing what you notice, keeping that breath flowing in through the nose, out through the mouth. What do you notice? Notice how sturdy it is. And if you choose in this moment to really let go and unwind and breathe deeply and release tension and sink in to your body and to your seat, putting all of your weight in that seat, the seat will not drop you and the seat will not mind, which means that you are safe to be present. You are safe to breathe. And your permission to feel good. On your next inhale, let's follow that breath up from your sit bones, right up to your heart. And if it feels supportive to you, putting a hand on your heart so that you can help your awareness, your consciousness, your mind go to this area on your body. Feeling the sensation of that hand on your heart, continuing to circulate that breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, but imagining that it's actually, the breath is actually coming in through your heart space. So as you breathe in, you're imagining that it's actually your heart that is taking in that air, that oxygen, that energy. And as you exhale through the mouth, following that breath from your heart into your belly. So we're creating this cycle. We're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, but we're really imagining that it is the heart that is really taking in that air. And as we exhale, we're following it from the heart into the belly, into the solar plexus. And you're allowing it, the secret here is allowing it to feel good. And when you're ready, when you feel calm, when you're really feeling that breath flow through you, starting to feel that heart open up And that breath really sink into the safety of your solar plexus, your belly. Invitation to grab your pen and your paper. And as you continue to circulate that breath, breathing in and out from your heart space, writing down everything that you are grateful for. And as you write each thing, really feeling it. Really feeling the gratitude for what you've written down. Maybe you sit and feel into just a few things, or maybe it just flows through you and you write a whole page of what you're grateful for. One of the keys here is to stay with your heart as you write. Keep that breath circulating. Write down, feel into all the things that fill you up with gratitude. Allowing yourself to really feel the vibration of that emotion. Maybe you breathe more deeply. Keeping that breath flowing as you write. As you write, as you feel into it, can you open up your heart and turn the dial of gratitude, feeling the gratitude, turn that dial, open up and receive and feel 3% more gratitude. Let it hit your system 3% more potently. And when you're ready, when that feels complete for you, turning that paper over or starting a new page, and now writing down all the things that you are so excited about. Maybe it's the goals that you're working on. Maybe it's the simple things like witnessing a child's first steps or first words. What are all the things that you're so excited to experience, to receive, to accomplish? Really allowing yourself, permissioning yourself to feel excited without any doubt that those things are coming. Feel into that excitement. If it helps, imagine the things on the paper that you're writing. Imagine being in those moments. How good that's going to feel, how joyous it's going to feel, how excited you are to feel those things. Keeping that breath flowing. Permissioning yourself to feel good. Excitement feels so good. And now, keeping that breath flowing in through the nose, opening up that heart space, out through the mouth, sinking into the safety and comfort of your body, your belly, your solar plexus. Maybe bringing a hand to the paper, just kind of like putting your hands on the papers that you've just written on and feeling into the gratitude and the excitement. allowing yourself to open up and to feel even more excited and therefore so grateful for all that's coming. Even just gratitude for the ability to feel excited like this. There's such an aliveness to these feelings, to these emotions, to these energies. And for the last few moments of breath, really, really feeling into allowing yourself to expand and open up, being excited, and then letting that fuel your gratitude even more deeply. What do you notice? Last few moments of breath. And when you're ready, beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. A few last breaths of just breathing it in, letting it feel even more powerfully, potently good. And coming back to the screen, coming back to me. And if you feel called, writing in the chat what you might have noticed, what you might have experienced, how you were feeling, how you might have shifted. Did doubt creep in? Did the excitement get bigger and better than you expected it to? Did you notice sensations in your body? There's no wrong. There's simply exploration. We all feel the signatures of energy and emotion and just these different aspects. The signatures are all different for each of us. I have girlfriends or friends who meditate and they flow, they move their bodies. And if that feels good to you when you're doing this practice, do it. Do what feels good. For me personally, I get very still, but there's nothing still happening in my body. I feel so expansive. I feel like explosions of, sometimes it feels like explosions of like ecstasy, like just like euphoric, that are happening all through my body, right? So we all experience our connection to ourself differently, and there's no wrong way. So it's really about getting curious and noticing what you notice with zero judgment. I did a whole session last week on zero judgment leadership. Gratitude is one of the quickest ways to access your coherence. Gratitude is one of the quickest ways to get out of scarcity, out of fear, out of limiting beliefs, and into the more expansive, infinite potentiality that actually exists. And when we can combine being so grateful for what is and then feeling so excited for all that we're working towards and all that we're going to achieve and all that we're going to experience in life and all the great things that are coming, and when we can hold both of those and allow that to fuel us, because those are very fueling energies. They're emotions that at the depths of it, at the like pinnacle of it, you feel euphoric. You feel like you could float in midair, right? You feel so expansive. You feel so alive. And that is a potent resonance that others feel from you. That is why so many entrepreneurs who believe to their core in what they are working towards and what they're creating are so great at getting investors to invest in them, is because they believe it and they're excited and they can paint that vision, and they don't just paint it with their words, but they feel it in their entire body, and that is felt, and investors get excited and they go, here's my money, I believe in you. That's just like a little example. But we all get to be that, and we all get to choose to do that, and we all have access to that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful way to get out of resistance, out of fear, out of doubt, out of anxiety, out of stress, out of scarcity, out of survival, and into the infinite potentiality that exists within you and that you are capable of. And as a mission-driven leader, this work, because this is the work, this is the work. This work is a huge part of your responsibility and develops in return this incredible skill that will amplify the impact, the positive impact that you are here to create on the world, and bringing your goals to you, those things that you're excited about to you even faster. It's pretty cool that this is the work, and yet the work gets to feel so freaking good, isn't it? We just have to remember that this is the work and that this is what's possible. And that it is always a breath and a choice away. All right, with that, okay, we have Zahed. Zahed? Am I saying your name correctly? Keeping the thoughts around work pressures out is a constant challenge. Yeah, this feels like something I have to keep working on. Absolutely. Absolutely. So like, I don't know if you were present yesterday, but yesterday I talked about stress because I happened to wake up in heightened stress yesterday, like heightened stress. And that is the work. It's whenever we realize that our thoughts are going a certain way, you know that you get to choose your thoughts. People didn't tell us this. I didn't grow up knowing that I could choose my thoughts, or that my thoughts lie to me more often than they don't when I don't choose them, right? And your thoughts bring forth emotion, and that emotion is energy, and that energy is potent, and it can either take you in the downward spiral or the upward spiral. And so the work is recognizing when those thoughts come, and not just dismissing them or bypassing, but going, I hear you, I understand, right? I can see that I'm worried about this, I can see that I'm stressed about this, and come back to my breath. What else is true? What else is true? What else is true is if I regulate my nervous system and I tackle that work, I'm going to be even more efficient, productive, resonant, successful, right? Even just as a small little thing. So yeah, I hear that. It's extremely hard, and also it gets easier and easier. Yesterday, I woke up in a state of stress that in the past would have been escalating to overwhelm and anxiety. And while it took work for me to get still and really sit and get into regulation and change my thoughts and change my vibration, it took way less time than it has in the past because I do it regularly. So it's the practice. It's the practice. Your breath is always a choice away. Thank you for sharing that, Zahed. And let me just go see on IG if anybody said anything. No. All right. So with that, remember to do the practice every time. You know, you could say, what else is true? I'm stressed about this, or I'm worried about this, or my thoughts are going in this direction. What else is true? Every possibility exists right here, right now, in superposition. It just depends on where we choose to focus, put our attention, therefore put our energy. So we could choose the stress, or we could choose the infinite potentiality and the things that feel good. And the more we feel good, the more it feels good. Same mentor who taught me the 1 foot in gratitude and 1 foot in excitement loves to say, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. And that's so true. But we have to choose that, because the worse it gets, the worse it gets, the worse it gets can also be true. So which one do you prefer? Which one do you want to be your reality? All right, with that, I am letting you go. Have a beautiful day. I will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern on IG and LinkedIn for another morning live with me, Melissa Agnes. Thank you for your presence today. Thank you for doing the work. This is the work, and the work gets to feel so good. We can be grateful for that. Sometimes work is grueling. This work gets to feel so good because it's part of our natural state that we just kind of weren't taught about, but we know differently now. Okay, with that, I wish you a peaceful, beautiful, excited day filled with gratitude. I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.